This is a class of players who don't want to be wronged at all. When he was hungry, he went to the water to catch fish. You get bigger and bigger than each other. The biggest exaggeration is this eel. It's almost longer than my legs. I can't imagine how good this is. Even the shelters were built to a high standard. Just look at the frame. Even the gaps were filled in. Where is the challenge here? It's clearly just a picnic camping trip. I wonder how long they can hold out here. Day 10 of the challenge. Matt wakes up to the view every day. The mood is so good, mostly because I caught eels last night. Look how tender that meat is. Make sure every bite is full of fat. If I could catch an eel every week. I wake up laughing when I dream. Put the eel in a pot and continue to simmer. The smell of meat is so good. Matt enjoyed his meal in the sun. It went exactly as expected. Fat scurries through the teeth. So wet my throat, I don't even have to move. I wish my family could experience it. It's a good place to spend your vacation. A fish in a pot of soup, full belly is not noisy. He had more confidence to hold out a little longer. And what about Eva? Inside the shelter, it was warm and dry. Warm yourself up with some warm water from 82. What suddenly flashed by? On closer inspection, it looks like a bankroll. I never thought they'd be so bold. Turns out there's still food around. As long as we can find a place to hide, we can add something delicious to the menu. I'm still full of energy. Eva didn't realize she could starve so much. It's been 10 days, and I still don't have an upset stomach. I've been working these days. In theory, the body should be weak. In reality, however, there is no problem at all. I didn't know I was that good until I pushed. There were rats in the shelter last night. It's a shame we didn't catch it and cook it on the fire. Maybe we can set a trap. It happened that Mouse came to chew the wood again. Boy, did you play Eva like a soft touch. Take the rock and throw it at it. That rat got away fast. The toothbrush that was stolen last night was recovered. So close to eating the rat cake. Can it taste good without any seasoning? Now here's the problem. I don't know if a mouse-chewed toothbrush works. Colleen had no such trouble. Come here for the lie-down challenge and lose that much weight. Better than any fat camp, you know? Go nearby and order a healthy salad to quench your cravings. Except for my stomach growling all the time. The little days were pretty good. Friends who love to be in nature. Real Name recommended everyone to sign up. Truly live healthy every day. There are plenty of plants around to eat. I can last a month on this alone. The problem is not a vegetarian. In the short term, I can barely live with that. She'll go crazy without meat all the time. So reward yourself with some good protein. Freshly dug up baby beetles. The nutritional value is several times that of beef. Colleen was somewhat resistant to this, too. The thought of that juice swirling in my mouth. It's really not something that most people can accept. If you can't even eat a worm, it's hard to do well in wilderness survival. After a struggle of thought, decided to use it as bait for fishing. It's not that I don't want to try. I just want to take a chance on cycling. Colleen smiles awkwardly for the camera. Suddenly threw the worm in his mouth. Dude, you're lying to your own brain. I barely chewed it. I just swallowed it. I didn't taste anything. My suggestion is to have a few more. Colleen thinks it's just eating bugs. It wasn't as hard as it was supposed to be. Her goal was to survive until the end and win the prize money. Put everything you can eat in your mouth. Kelly's over there preparing the materials. Talking to myself on camera every day. Plus the surroundings are incredibly quiet. It's really easy to drive people crazy. The gill nets are almost as well woven. As soon as this is done and thrown in the water, I'm sure I can catch a fish and eat it. I don't know if my body can hold up. I work here every day. You can imagine the energy consumption. Not much with your own fat stores. There's not much time left for her to get food. Put all your hope in the gill nets. If we can get to deeper water, the chances of catching a fish will be greatly improved, at least until it's fixed on the tree. The water is not very hot right now. When you get in the water, you have to worry about hypothermia. Just use the ropes to make a pulley system. Fix it on the tree over there. In theory, you only have to go in the water once. Kelly to be able to get food. I had to get in the water if I didn't want to. He was shivering before he even got in the water. Not to mention how bad it is when it gets in the water. It feels like it's not even my foot, except it's a little colder. There were no surprises. Now it's time to get dressed. Kelly finally feels her body back. The pulley system is pretty smooth. Gill nets are able to reach deeper areas smoothly. Things are looking up. You never know when you're going to catch a fish. Shay sat at the shelter, hungry and doubtful. For 10 days, nothing but water. I wonder how the other contestants are doing. I guess no one has it worse than you. I don't hear any animals around here. I don't think the trap's going to work. Still got to check it out, though. Even if I don't catch it, at least it proves there's food around. The mood can also be a little better. Only the trap collapsed to the ground. Something must have gone in and out. Doesn't look like a little guy got it. Take the time to check the camera. Can you guess what's going to be delicious? It was a wallaby. There is no way to trap a trap. The good news is there's food around. The bad news is I'm not sure I can catch it. Let's just eat the bugs. The more Shay thinks about it now, the worse it gets. How is that big piece of meat missing? Just want to ask the show crew at this point. Isn't there any other food around? The challenge continues on day 12. Matt is good at emotional self-mediation and in the mood to swing in front of the camera. Unfortunately, the happy times did not last long. I was soon confused by hunger. He's thinking about giving up the challenge and going home. That's the first time I've been away from my family. It just feels so bad. Not enough to eat and sleep every day to survive and worry. If it wasn't for the eel, I quit the challenge long ago and go home. I still remember that meaty smell, even if you didn't put any seasoning in it. The broth alone can make several bowls. You should have left the bones to boil. At least there's some grease in the soup. It's better than drinking cold water. At night, it's time for eels to be active. The meat depends on tonight. Of course, night fishing is not a small risk. Sitting here takes away a lot of heat. If you accidentally fall in the water, you'll get wet. You can withdraw from the challenge on the spot. No matter what, Matt has to keep going, okay. He didn't know if anyone had pulled out of the challenge. I'm going to stay as long as I can before watching others go on the challenge. Know that the environment is not very good, but at least there's something to eat. How come you're an eel? You can't be targeted by the show. We should get a net and put in the water. Fishing every day and night is a lot of torture. How do you think we can win the prize money? Maybe we should go hunting in the jungle. Fishing is a little harder here. I was just thinking about going back to the shelter. I didn't expect the line to tighten up. Good boy, get your hands on it and get it up. That's what I want to see. Don't look skinny. This eel is longer than an arm. Enough to keep me full for 2 or 3 days. Thank nature for its bounty. I didn't waste my time sitting there blowing the cold all night. Just keep it that way. I can't say Bao will win the championship. At least there's some hope for the top 4. The challenge continues on day 13. Musa as the oldest player. That's a lot of wilderness survival experience. Things have been prepared in advance. The shelter alone is a lesson to the other players. Even if the weather gets worse and worse, he relied on smoked fish. Can be more comfortable than the other players. The smoker doesn't just keep the fish in storage longer. It also dries the wood. The little days were very full. Look at that eel broth in the pot. The grease makes your mouth water. Musa pumped it straight into his stomach. I never thought eel could taste so good. If I could just put some pasta in there, let him eat it for the rest of his life. We've had contestants pull out of the challenge at this time in the past. I can't believe no one has quit the challenge yet. Musa was worried about starting the others. But seeing all that eel meat, it's a little bloated inside. Eat and drink enough to the shore to check the fishing line. As long as we catch a big one in a week, then you're not here to suffer in the wild. I'm here to enjoy my vacation. All ready for today's Air Force. I didn't realize I still had fish to deliver. Boy, I'm afraid there's no room for the smoker. Musa could think about getting another shelf. This fish has a surprise in its belly. He's also getting caviar for the first time. 100% natural and pollution-free. It must be fresher than what you get in a hotel. Put it in your mouth and taste it. Just out of curiosity, isn't it possible to eat straight? It's good to get your strength back anyway. Musa thinks he's won half the battle just by being here. Few people have had it better. Don't you know what it's like to eat in the wilderness at 63? The challenge continued on day 14. Carla woke up and started packing up and moving. She doesn't think starvation is a problem. Anything to solve the cold problem. That's why they spend so much time and energy on shelters. I'll admit it when I'm exhausted. At least we can show them what we can do. This shelter is hardly the best, but at least it's better than the rest. Now we just need to put the tarp over it. The shelter is barely habitable. There are still a lot of details to work out. Carla figured if she could get a good night's sleep. Food has a way of getting rid of it. So most of the time, or into the shelter. Fill in all the gaps. Make it truly waterproof and windproof. Preferably one where you can wake up from lying next to a fire. Overall, there are no major problems, but I want to get better at it. I set aside some time every day to find food. The main thing is that stomach keeps growling. I can't ignore it. At present, the main way to get food is fishing. The main thing is to sit there and rest. Wait for a fish to bite before you pull it up. Carla didn't even expect to catch an eel, and they're all so big together. That smile is harder to put down than AK. I think it's the biggest one we've caught so far. Too excited to know what to say. I thought I'd do without a fire for the night. How can you stand it now that the eel is in your hand? Do you want to cook anything? Kelly wasn't so lucky. My whole body aches like hell. The body can't go without food. Her strategy here is fishing. Every time I feel like I'm starving, there will always be fish to comfort you. To make the gill net more successful, I'm going to use what I have to make a fake fish bait. This is more attractive than any of those bugs. Try it on a fishing rod and see what happens. The hand toss can only be a short distance ahead. A couple of times, it landed on the shore. You might even wrap your fingers around it. It turns out gill nets are better. At least you don't have to worry about getting hurt on a hook. Repeated attempts have not worked. You still need a professional fishing rod to throw it. It's putting me in a bad mood. Just a place to lay down and rest. She really doesn't know how to change the situation. I've been torturing myself with hunger. What's the point? Without a steady source of food. Kelly thinks she's going to have to go home sometime. The challenge is on its 15th day. No one's quitting the challenge yet. Kelly's going to try her luck at the creek. Funnel traps for that purpose. There's no reason to have so much stuff in hand. Not even a small fish was caught. I don't think any writer would write that. It's not that far from the shelter. I was worried there was no food. Now say you saw a fish in the creek. Step carefully into the water and approach. Take the opportunity to throw the stick. Boy, I'm surprised we caught it. Why don't you use a funnel or a gill net? It should scare the big fish away. Now, it has to be made out of stones. Try to stop the fish, leaving only one exit for the funnel. In theory, all the fish will come. Just make sure the funnel doesn't tip over. The abacus was banging. I don't know if the fish in the water will come. Kelly kept an eye on the water. I didn't realize the fish was actually heading for the funnel. Food delivered to your door that can't be delayed for a second. Pick it up and check it immediately. It was the big fish. It turned out that I was hungry. There really will be food to comfort you. Now Kelly thinks she's good again. I'll show you right now. Enough to feed himself. Moved to tears. It's not easy. I knew there were fish on this side of the creek. You should try your luck every day. It doesn't matter how hungry this fish is. It's not like I'm being held to death. Kelly cleaned the fish briefly. She's going to treat herself tonight. Day 16 of the challenge. It's about to rain hard outside. Matt didn't care at all. The shelter is strong and unaffected. I still have food to eat. I'm sure I can handle it this month. Is there nothing wrong with your body? It's just lacking in spirit. Been wondering how your family is doing. It is a very painful thing for me. If we can win the prize money, that's fine. If you don't get it, you miss out on growing up. I might as well go home now. Matt waited for the rain to stop on the shore to enjoy the view. You never get tired of watching it. The longing for home has far exceeded the desire for the prize money. Physically, it's okay to starve for a few months. Only the mental torture is very hard. The thought of a child asking where daddy is. I feel terrible myself. In fact, there is no possibility. They want Matt home early, too. Just a bonus kind of thing. Matt didn't say anything. Pick up the phone and call the program team. Someone's finally quitting the challenge and going home. This year's players can starve. Is prone to collapse in the face of loneliness. That's the hardest thing about living alone in the wilderness. People often ask, is it really that bad? My suggestion is to try it on an island first, let alone a week. It's not easy to stay for a day. Anyway, it's a good thing Matt's gone, okay? Everyone is getting closer and closer to the bonus. I wonder how the rest of the contestants will do. Let's wait and see.